When we don't know how to fix something around our house, we often put our trust in contractors. But too many New Mexicans are scammed by shady or phony hires.
Tonight, investigator Nathan O'Neill tracked down one contractor after he allegedly ripped off nearly a dozen people. And Nathan has some advice to make sure you don't become a victim, too.
A shady contractor. Why are you filing for bankruptcy if you owe her money? Tens of thousands of dollars gone.
He's a con man.
I've talked to him and tried to get my money back.
And a system overwhelmed with cases just like it.
We are stretched for resources.
I'm at a loss here as to what I can do.
When Emily Busard became ill last year, she moved in with her son into this Rio Rancho home.
I wanted to pay him back, so I took what was in my savings, what I had left, and I wanted to do his backyard.
A friend recommended a guy who could do the job for cheap.
This is the original plan that he sent me of what was supposed to be done.
That guy was Russell Brasher.
$4,850 payment.
Emily signed the work agreement back in September, but she's been strung along ever since.
He did a little bit. He kept promising he would come back to finish the work and never showed up.
In this case, Brasher is charged with fraud, but it isn't his first brush with the law.
Good morning, Mr. Brasher. It looks like you've been charged with 3 counts of contracting without a license.
4 investigators made contact with at least 10 people who have complaints about Brasher, among them Susan and Thomas Osborne.
He was supposed to do remodeling in our home.
They filed a civil case against Brasher and won. Now he owes them $10,000.
And he kept asking for more money and more money. Never showed up to do any of the work.
Our 4 investigators team did some digging, and state records revealed that Russell Brasher has never been a licensed contractor in the state of New Mexico. In fact, he and his wife recently filed for bankruptcy. And in these official court filings, several of his alleged victims are listed as personal loans. And victims worry that might mean they'll never get their money back.
I don't understand how you can file bankruptcy on a claim that's in essence fraudulent.
Emily still had questions, and so did we. So we tracked him down at bankruptcy court.
It's not that I'm not paying him back. I was fired in the middle of a job. I was unable to complete it. I wanted to complete it, but couldn't.
What do you mean? She said that she was waiting for her job to be finished.
She fired me before the job was finished.
I've talked to him and tried to get my money back so that I can hire another contractor, but they have repeatedly refused to give me back my money so I can hire someone else.
You've had other problems in the past with operating without a license. Is that something that you're continuing to do?
Excuse me.
Do you intend to pay her back?
Absolutely. Yes. Every penny.
It's been months. She's been trying to get a hold of you.
I haven't been working.
She hasn't called us at all.
She hasn't contacted
What did you do with all that money that she paid you?
Purchased materials, paid for concrete to be set.
If you could speak to her right now, what would you tell her?
I really am sorry about the whole situation, and I wish she hadn't fired me before I could complete it.
Brasher went on to blame a paralegal for listing Busard's claim as a personal loan on his bankruptcy filing. But Brasher is just one of hundreds of cases under investigation at the New Mexico Construction Industries Division.
We're extremely busy, you know.
Martin Romero is the acting director for CID, which investigates claims against unlicensed contractors as well as fraud. How many open investigations are active right now?
We have approximately 500. And again, 200 to 300 of those could be forwarded to other agencies.
The department only has 5 full-time workers dedicated to investigating claims all across the state. They're now asking lawmakers in Santa Fe for more funding to hire more staff and to ramp up their campaign to educate the public. When you see repeat offenders, how frustrating is that for you?
It's extremely frustrating. And I assure you that there's some individuals that have been repeat offenders that we are actively, going after right now as we speak.
But will that be enough for Emily and for all those other victims who are still out thousands of dollars?
I spent almost everything I have in savings to get this fixed. I have very little left, and that's for my retirement. That's for the rest of my life.
Here's another problem. The current statute of limitations is only 1 year for criminal charges, but there is some help on the way. There's a bill in the works that would expand that to 3 years, giving more time to pursue justice. I'm Nathan O'Neill for Investigates.
And a couple of quick tips to help you avoid becoming a victim. Always check to make sure the person you hire is licensed.
Never put down a large down payment. Most reputable places will only require about 10 to 25% of the total project. And never pay in cash. Always use checks or money orders and keep your receipts.